It's just you and your opponent at the board, and you are trying to prove something. Bobby Fischer. Hello chess lovers, Soren here, and in this video I want to take a quick look at a chess miniature played by Robert James Fischer. Probably you know that today on the 9th of March is the 78th birth anniversary of the 11th World Chess Champion. His opponent is American chess player Kermit Pransky, and this game was played in 1964 in Boston during a chess Simul which Fischer played on 53 boards. In this game the future world chess champion had white pieces and he opened up with e4, to which Pransky answered with e6. French defense is on the board. Knight c3, bishop b4, we see the Winawer variation, e5, advanced variation, c5, a3, bishop takes c3, b takes c3, knight e7, and h4. Other popular alternatives are queen g4, knight f3, or a4, preparing to put this bishop on a3, f8 diagonal, but in the game we see h4, which is also a strong move. Later, white can both push forward the h-pawn in order to challenge black's kingside, and also from h3, white can switch his rook into the attack. Pransky hurried to castle kingside, but this is not good. Usually black is not hurrying with castling, instead is either playing knight c6 or queen c7, is acquiring a waiting strategy in order to figure out white's plans. In many cases black is even castling queenside after locking up the position, for example with c4, but in the game we see castling kingside straight away, and now let's see what's the problem with it. Knight f3, c takes d4, c takes d4, queen c7, bishop d3, and knight b c6, which is already losing on the spot. At least it was better to make a move like f6. But in the game we see knight b c6, which steps into a well-known sacrifice known as Greek gift. I'm not even going to ask you to find white's next move, because I'm sure that in a blink of a second you saw this marvelous sacrifice which is allowing white to target opponent's king. This is also known as the classical bishop sacrifice. All black could do was to accept the bishop sacrifice, and there comes knight g5 check, at the same time opening up the queen's diagonal. If king g8, then queen h5 will follow, but that probably is even better, you know. In that case, black can somehow prolong the resistance, although there is little hope of saving the game. In the game to knight g5 check, black answered with king g6, and in this case black king is getting exposed further. a4 by Fischer, and it's not quite clear what was in his mind when making this move. h5 is winning very quickly. If king h6, then okay, you can choose the simple knight takes e6 and win the queen. Instead, in the game we see a4, knight takes e5. The takes e5 can allow black to fight back, and for sure no one is going to allow that. And finally at this point we see this h5 check, king f5, g4 check. Now if knight takes g4, then queen f3 check followed by queen takes f4 checkmate. To g4 check, black answered with king f6, and probably he got very surprised when figured out that knight h7 check actually leads to a checkmate. Yes, we have a very picturesque checkmate where the single knight is killing the enemy king. A little bit of an unusual type of a checkmate, and I really like this final position. Mr. Pransky was of course playing terribly, and on the other hand Fischer was merciless and crushed his opponent in a few moves. In the end, a chess puzzle for you where the task is to find the winning line for white. As usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Feel free to check out my early uploads as well. We'll see you in my next video.